Ms. Kircher, are you online? The caller whose number ends in 2378.
That's Doreen Polanco and David.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Ask them how to get online.
We're trying to get online. We're struggling to do that. Is there a link up yet?
Yeah, for this meeting, it's only the phone conference.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
How you doing, Mr. Davis?
Yeah, just checking in. This is Mark.
That's correct, and the whole gang too.
Yeah, I had a problem getting in with his phone number. It just worked. But anyhow, I'm on board. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. All ready to go.
Okay. Thank you.
It's now 6:30. I'm going to call to order the Regional Planning Commission public hearing for Thursday, November the 5th at 6:30. And as customary, we're going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask our attorney, Mr. Lawson, if he'll lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the phone tonight, too. We'll now have Sarah have roll call and determination of quorum.
Mr. Peterman?
Here.
Mr. Servan?
Here.
Mrs. Karcher? Absent. Mr. Mills?
Here.
Mr. Spanarelli?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Jester?
Here.
So you have 6 present. You do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. You all have an agenda in front of you. If there's no changes or any deletions or additions to it, entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Please call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes.
Mr. Servan?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Spanarelli?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes.
So you have 6 yeas in favor of approving tonight's agenda.
I thank you again. Now we'll come right back to you for the introduction and public hearing instructions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This public hearing is being conducted for the purpose of giving the citizens of the county the opportunity to present testimony on the applications before the Regional Planning Commission. Everyone will have a chance to speak. All statements are to be made from the podium at the front of the room. All testimony given shall be sworn or affirmed. Also, if you want to testify from the conference line, please press *1 at the appropriate time to be recognized. For the record, please give your name and address. Copies of any written statements or exhibits used during the hearing should be presented for identification and inclusion in the record. The record will remain open for 2 business days following this hearing. For each application before the commission, the chairman will introduce the application. Then the applicant or representative will be given 15 minutes to present the application. Then those in favor of the application will be allotted 5 minutes each to speak. Then those opposed to the application will be allotted 5 minutes each to speak. When everyone has had an opportunity to give testimony, the hearing on the application will be closed, and no decision will be made by the commission tonight. The commission will hold a public business meeting on Thursday, November 12th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m., at which time it will make a decision on the application heard tonight. All information of record will be considered, and a common vote of 4 members of the commission is required to make a decision. Anyone may attend the business meeting, but no new testimony will be received. The public notice of this hearing was published on October 16th, 2020 in the Delaware State News, and the levy court will hear this application on Tuesday, November 24th, 2020 at 7 p.m., unless tabled by the commission or withdrawn prior to the levy court hearing. The levy court also meets in this room. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Good job as always. We will now get into tonight's public hearing. Our first application and only application for tonight. Application number and title is CS-20-08 P&I Properties. Location 0.9038 plus or minus acres located on the west side of South DuPont Highway, U.S. Route 13, 315 feet south of Old New Road, north of Felton. Owner applicant P&I Properties, LLC, 9770 South DuPont Highway, Felton, Delaware, 19943. Engineer, Mr. Kevin Minnick, Minnick Engineering Incorporated, 868 Greenwood Road, Greenwood, Delaware, 19950. Present zoning district is BG, General Business. Comprehensive map designation is Highway Commercial. Relations to the growth zone is inside. Present use is vacant. Proposed use, warehouse/office. Levy Court District is the 6th, Mr. Howell. School District is Lake Forest. Fire District is Station 48, Felton. Size of site, 0.9038 acres plus or minus. Size of building, 6,750 square feet. Water, Water is private on-site well. Sewer is private on-site septic. Is there someone here to represent this application? Please get up and give your name, and you can be sworn or affirmed and addressed.
My name is Kevin Minnick from Minnick Engineering.
Address, please.
Well, I'm sorry.
Your address.
My address is 868 Greenwood Road, Greenwood, Delaware.
Mr. Minnick, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Minnick?
I'm here representing Mr. Polanco and Doreen Irwin Polanco in this application. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The comments, there weren't many comments from staff. We're in compliance with the adequate public facilities ordinance. There was one recommendation to adjust the sidewalk that goes from Route 13 up to the parking area, which that's not a problem to make that change. It's a pretty basic application. It's a small site. He just wants to put a little warehouse there for his business and rent out a couple units. So I'm not going to belabor the point. I mean, if there's questions, I'd be glad to answer any questions that might have.
Being it's in the fire district where I'm an active volunteer firefighter, is there a proposed like dry system for the units, or how they proposed on the units?
I don't think they're not proposing sprinklers in there.
There's nothing going to be in there?
No.
In the warehouse proposal, do you know what kind of warehouse or whatever
Not that
it
I
could be?
know of. I mean, I haven't seen any building plans yet. But as far as I know, they're not proposing any sprinklers in there.
Okay, I will now open it up to the commissioners. Anybody either online or here? I'll ask the table first, and then I'll go online. Mr. Peterman, Mr. Mills, you have any questions? Okay, I'll open it up to the commissioners online. Anybody online have any questions?
I have no questions. Paul Davis.
I have no questions, Pete Servon.
I have no questions. Bill Spanarelli.
Sounds like you covered it pretty well, Mr. Minnick. Appreciate that. And if there's no questions, we certainly thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
I will now ask if anybody else has if anybody else is for this application. Anybody else for? Seeing no one here, I will go to the phone lines. Is there somebody on the phone that, I think we hit *1, is that correct? If you'd like to speak, hit *1 and you can come on the phone. This is for the application. Last call for the application. Then we'll go for anyone against the application. Is anyone against this particular application? Hit *1. Anyone against? Last call for a phone for *1. Anyone against? Then this application is now ready for next week. So thank you, Mr. Minnick, for your presentation. Any public comments? Seeing no public, but asking on the phone. Is there anybody on the public that would like to hit *1 and have any comments for tonight's meeting? Anyone at all? I will then go down to commissioner comments. Any commissioners have any comments? I get they hit *1 too, or what do? They just come on. Any of the commissioners have any comments? Any other business for tonight's business meeting? Public hearing, excuse me. Any other comment? If not, entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved, Mr. President.
I got a motion and a second. Please call the commission.
Mr. Peterman,
Yes, to adjourn.
Mr. Servon,
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Mr. Spanarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Jester.
Yes. Thank you all. Appreciate you on the phone too. Have a good evening and be safe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Conference recording has stopped.